All right, get ready, because today we're going deep on the Four Agreements
Ah, the Four Agreements.
by Don Miguel Ruiz. We're using a YouTube summary of the audiobook,
Okay.
as our kind of guide for this deep dive.
Yeah.
But we're not just going to, list out the agreements. We want to, really get into how you can actually, put these into practice
Yeah.
to break free from those sneaky limiting beliefs.
Huh.
You're the ones that are holding you back.
Right. Those darn things.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's fascinating how the Four Agreements draws upon this ancient Toltec wisdom.
oh, yeah.
The Toltec people were kind of like the artists and scientists
Yeah.
of their time, and their main focus was safeguarding spiritual knowledge.
Yeah, they were like the keepers of the secrets.
They had to keep it secret for a long time
Yeah,
to
yeah.
protect it from being misused.
I know. It's like extra intriguing because it was like hidden,
Yeah, it makes you wonder why.
right?
Don Miguel Ruiz is a descendant of those Toltec masters.
Oh, wow.
And he was chosen to bring this wisdom back to the people.
So he's like the chosen one.
Yeah.
Bring back the secret knowledge. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
So,
This core idea of Ruiz's work is that we are all domesticated, you could say.
domesticate, like pets.
Well, not exactly.
Okay.
But we are shaped by societal rules from, childhood.
Oh,
Think about it. You learn language,
yeah.
values, even your name, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I didn't choose my name.
It's all because of these expectations of society.
Yeah, it's like we're trained to fit in.
We're trained to fit in.
It's true. And we absorb so much without even realizing it.
Yes.
But sometimes this domestication thing, it can leave us feeling a bit lost,
Mm-hmm.
like a little insecure.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember ever feeling that pressure to conform?
Oh, yeah?
Like you had to fit into a certain mold,
Absolutely.
maybe like at school,
Schoolwork, family.
work, family. I've definitely been there. I know I have.
That pressure comes from the reward and punishment systems that are all around us.
Oh, interesting.
We learn to want approval,
Yeah.
and we want to avoid disapproval.
Right.
And that can lead us astray
Away from our true selves.
from our true selves.
Okay.
Mhm.
So this is like what Ruiz calls domestication.
Exactly. And he argues it can make us forget who we really are.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're all domesticated to some degree. Like, how do we break free from that?
Well, that's where the Four Agreements come in.
Okay.
They're kind of like a roadmap, I guess you could say,
Okay.
to reclaiming your personal freedom
All right.
and living a life that feels more genuine and joyful.
Genuine. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Let's break these down one by one. And as we're doing this, think about, how each one kind of speaks to you and your experiences.
Okay.
The first agreement is be impeccable with your word.
This agreement is all about understanding the power of words. They can build things up or tear them down.
Oh, yeah.
It's about choosing to use that power for good.
Right.
We live in a world overflowing with negativity,
Yeah, for sure.
gossip,
Yeah.
harsh judgments.
Yeah.
It's like a form of black magic with words,
Whoa, okay. Black magic, strong words.
spreading negativity everywhere.
Yeah, it's true. Gossip is everywhere these days.
It is.
I'm curious though, how can we actually be more impeccable with our words?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like a pretty high standard.
It starts with being more aware.
Okay.
Pay attention to the words you use,
Okay.
both when you talk to yourself
Oh, right.
and to others.
Yeah.
Make a conscious effort to choose words that are kind and truthful,
Okay.
and avoid saying anything that could cause harm.
Right. It's like making sure your words match your intentions
Exactly.
and that they're coming from a place of integrity. I like that.
Yeah.
So it's more than just avoiding lies.
Right.
It's about using words to uplift,
Uplift, yes.
inspire,
Inspire.
create positive change.
Yes.
I wonder, does this apply to the way we talk to ourselves too?
Absolutely. That inner dialogue is crucial.
Oh, yeah.
If you're constantly putting yourself down with negative self-talk, you're not being impeccable.
Right.
Those negative thoughts can turn into beliefs, and those beliefs shape your entire reality.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense. So agreement number 1 is a powerful reminder that words have real weight and they have consequences. It's like a call to be more mindful about how we use them, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Okay, ready for agreement number 2?
Bring it on.
This one's don't take anything personally, Now, this is a concept I think a lot of us struggle with.
Yeah, I think so.
What are your thoughts?
It's definitely a challenge,
Yeah.
but incredibly liberating when you start to get it.
Right.
As humans, we tend to personalize everything. Someone cuts us off in traffic and we feel attacked.
Oh, yeah.
Someone criticizes our work and suddenly we're not worthy.
It hurts.
But what if none of it's actually about us?
There's this example in the audiobook that really stuck with me.
Okay.
Imagine someone calls you stupid.
Ouch.
Does that insult actually reflect your intelligence?
I don't think so.
Or is it more about their own insecurities?
Their own baggage.
Their baggage, their negativity.
Projecting.
Projecting, yeah. So if someone's being like rude or negative, it's probably more about them than you.
Exactly.
Maybe they're having a bad day.
Could be.
Or projecting, like you said. Doesn't mean you have to absorb it,
Right.
or let it define you.
It's not about you.
Yeah.
Their actions, their words, reflection of their internal state.
Okay, I like that.
Not a statement about your worth.
So their bad mood does not equal my bad mood or my worth.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Learning to detach from other people's opinions and actions is a key step towards inner peace.
Inner peace.
And freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
It's not about becoming indifferent or uncaring.
Yeah.
But rather recognizing that you're not responsible for their emotions.
Oh, okay.
Or behaviors.
Okay.
You're only responsible for your own.
It's like that saying, what other people think of me is none of my business.
Exactly.
But it's much easier said than done.
It is. It takes practice.
But when you can actually do it, it's freeing.
It is freeing. It takes practice. But over time, you can train yourself to observe those thoughts and feelings without getting swept away.
Oh, okay.
You create a space between the external event and your internal reaction.
That's powerful.
Which gives you the power to choose a different response.
Okay. All right. How are we feeling so far? We're only halfway through.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Up next is agreement number 3. And it's a big one. Don't make assumptions. Ooh, I have a feeling we can all relate to this one.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever, jumped to a conclusion only to find out you were totally wrong?
Many times. Many times.
Yeah.
Assumptions are often the root of misunderstandings and conflicts.
Oh, yeah.
Especially in relationships.
Yeah.
Think about how often we assume we know what our partner is thinking or feeling without even asking.
Oh, it's so true.
Yeah.
Like mind reading. Like we think we're mind readers.
Exactly. Yeah. Or we jump to conclusions about a situation at work, which just creates unnecessary stress.
Yeah, it's like we try to fill in the blanks with our own, fears and insecurity.
Your own baggage.
Baggage, yeah. Instead of just asking for clarification.
It's much easier to assume.
It's easier, it's more comfortable,
Right.
but it's not necessarily accurate.
Right. We avoid asking because it can make us feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
But the antidote to assumptions is clear communication.
Clear communication.
It's about asking questions, ensuring everyone understands each other.
Right.
And not being afraid to express your needs and expectations.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Clear communication isn't just about speaking your mind. It's also about actively listening.
Absolutely.
And truly hearing, the other person's perspective.
Yes.
Which can be tough,
They can.
When our minds are racing with all of our assumptions. It takes practice.
It does.
But it's so worth it to avoid those unnecessary conflicts.
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree?
I completely agree. Consider a time when an assumption led to a misunderstanding in your own life.
Oh, that's good.
How could clear communication have changed the outcome?
Yeah. That's a great question for all of us to think about.
Okay.
Let's wrap up this part of our deep dive with agreement number 4. Always do your best.
Yes.
This one seems pretty straightforward.
It does.
But I have a feeling there's more to it than meets the eye.
You're spot on. Always do your best doesn't mean you have to strive for perfection.
Okay.
Or push yourself to burnout.
I see.
It's about recognizing that your best will change from day to day.
Oh, okay. So on some days, doing your best might just be getting out of bed
Exactly.
and facing the day. And other days, it might be crushing it at work.
Or running a marathon.
Running a marathon. Yeah. It's all relative.
It's all relative. What matters is the effort.
Okay.
Not necessarily the outcome.
The effort.
It's about showing up fully in whatever you're doing.
Okay.
With intention and integrity.
There's this example in the book about someone who hates their job.
Yeah.
And they're only working for the paycheck.
Right.
They're not really doing their best.
Right.
Because their heart's not in it.
Their heart's not in it.
It seems like doing your best requires a certain level of, engagement. Yeah.
Yes, it does. When you detach from the outcome
Okay.
and focus on the process, you open yourself up to more joy and satisfaction.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what this agreement is all about.
Okay.
Finding that sweet spot where effort and enjoyment meet.
It's like finding that flow state
Yeah.
where you're so absorbed in what you're doing that, like, time flies by.
Yes.
That's when we're truly at our best, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that state of flow is available to us in every moment.
Wow.
If we choose to tap into it.
All right. We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but there's still so much more to explore. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll take a closer look at the Toltec path to freedom and all those pesky, limiting beliefs that might be holding you back.
Sounds good.
Welcome back. We're going even deeper into the 4 agreements
Mm-hmm.
and how to, like, really put these principles into practice in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to, like, understand them
Yeah.
intellectually,
Right.
but it's another thing to live them out.
It is. It's a journey
A journey, yeah.
of self-discovery and transformation.
So where do we go from here? We got these, like, 4 amazing agreements,
Yeah.
but how do we actually integrate them into our daily lives?
Yeah, that's the question.
It can feel kind of overwhelming,
It can.
to
Yeah.
think about changing such deep-seated patterns.
Right.
It's like we're trying to rewrite the code,
It is. It is a shift.
That's been running in the background of our minds for years.
Ruiz calls it the Toltec path to freedom.
Toltec path to freedom.
It's about breaking free from the domesticated dream,
The domesticated dream.
a pre-programmed way of thinking and being,
Okay.
and creating our own version of heaven on earth.
Heaven on earth. Ambitious.
A little,
Yeah.
but exciting too.
It's exciting. But how do we begin to create this personal heaven?
Right.
Do we have to, like, go to a mountaintop and meditate for hours on end?
Not necessarily,
Okay, good, because I don't have time for that.
although some quiet reflection can definitely help.
Okay.
Ruiz uses this powerful metaphor of a parasite
A parasite.
that's taken hold in our minds.
Ooh, okay.
And this parasite represents all those limiting beliefs,
Yeah.
fears, insecurities, all the stuff that keeps us playing small and feeling stuck.
Oh, okay. Like it's feeding on our energy.
Exactly. Preventing us from reaching our full potential.
Okay. A parasite in the mind. I'm getting a vivid image here. So how do we get rid of this mental parasite? Do we need, like, some mental antibiotics?
Well, he outlines 3 main approaches:
3 approaches.
facing fears,
Okay.
controlling emotions,
Okay.
and symbolic death.
Whoa. Okay. Symbolic death.
Don't worry.
Okay.
It's not as intense as it sounds.
All right. All right. Good, good, good. Symbolic death definitely has my attention. But let's start with facing fears. What does that, like, look like in practice?
It's about making gradual, consistent changes.
Okay.
Imagine your limiting beliefs as like a series of locked doors.
Oh, okay. So many doors.
You don't have to break down every door at once.
Okay. One at a time.
One at a time. You choose one door, one fear,
Yeah.
and you focus on unlocking it.
Okay. So, like, what kind of fears are we talking about here?
Could be the fear of public speaking,
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
fear of failure,
Another big one.
even the fear of success. We all have them, you know?
Yeah. Those fears lurking in the shadows. It's easy to avoid them, though, right?
It is.
To pretend they don't exist. But this is suggesting that we need to, like, confront them head on.
Exactly. And
Right.
every time you confront a fear, you gain more confidence,
Confident, okay.
more self-awareness,
Self-awareness, yeah.
and more freedom.
Okay. Freedom from those fears. So, like, we're slowly chipping away at that parasite's control.
You got it.
Freeing up more space for, like, joy and possibility.
That's the goal.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about controlling emotions? That sounds like a pretty tall order.
Yeah.
Emotions can be so, like, powerful and unpredictable.
Right.
Is it even possible to control them?
It's not about suppressing emotions. It's about becoming aware of them,
Aware.
understanding where they're coming from,
Okay.
and then choosing how we respond to them.
Choosing how we respond.
Do you remember those reward and punishment systems we talked about?
Yeah.
They often drive our emotional reactions.
Oh, interesting.
We get angry because we feel unjustly punished.
Yeah.
Or we shrink back in fear because we're terrified of disapproval.
Oh, that makes sense.
We're reacting on autopilot.
Without even realizing it.
Yeah.
So it's about breaking free from that automatic reaction cycle.
Yes.
Instead of being ruled by our emotions, we learn to, like, observe them, understand them,
Right.
and then choose, like, a more conscious response.
Exactly. Imagine you're in a tense situation at work.
Oh.
Your boss is criticizing your performance.
Okay, yeah.
And your immediate reaction is to get defensive or even lash out.
Right, yeah.
But if you can just pause,
Yeah.
take a breath, and remind yourself that their reaction is probably more about them than you.
Okay, yeah.
You can choose a calmer, more measured response.
Okay, I like that. It's like hitting that pause button. Gives you space to like step back and assess.
You got it.
All right. I love that. The pause button analogy. It's about creating that space between the stimulus and the reaction. So you can choose how you want to respond.
And that ability to choose your response is where your power lies.
Whoa. Okay. Now for the grand finale. Symbolic death.
I gotta admit, this concept is a little intimidating. What does Ruiz mean by symbolic death?
It's about radical transformation.
Sure.
It's not about physically dying,
Okay, good.
but about letting go of the old self,
Okay.
that domesticated self that's been running on autopilot,
Mm-hmm.
and embracing your true, authentic self.
Oh, okay.
It's like shedding those old beliefs and stepping into a whole new way of being.
So like a complete mental and emotional makeover.
You could say that. Out with the old, in with the new.
Okay.
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that? It sounds pretty intense.
It can be intense, and it's not a one-time event.
Oh, okay.
It's an ongoing process of self-discovery, self-acceptance, and letting go of anything that no longer serves you.
It's about like questioning everything you've been taught.
Yeah.
Examining your beliefs.
Right. And choosing to create a new story for yourself, like taking the red pill,
Exactly.
in the Matrix.
Yes. It takes courage.
Yeah.
And a willingness to face your deepest fears.
Okay.
And step outside your comfort zone.
But the rewards are, like,
Immeasurable.
immeasurable.
Freedom, authenticity.
Freedom, authenticity, yeah.
And a life lived on your own terms. It's
Yeah.
about aligning your actions with your values.
Okay.
And living in a way that feels true to you.
This is blowing my mind. So we got these three approaches: facing fears, controlling emotions, and symbolic death, all aimed at breaking free from that domesticated dream.
That's right.
But what does this new dream, this heaven on earth, actually look like?
Right.
Is it all like rainbows and unicorns?
Not necessarily.
Okay. I gotta admit, I'm a little skeptical.
That's okay. It's not about achieving some perfect utopian vision.
Okay.
It's about creating a life that aligns with your values, your passions, and your purpose. It's about experiencing more joy, love, and peace within yourself and your relationships.
So it's an internal shift, like a change in perspective,
Exactly.
rather than like a change in external circumstances. It's like choosing to see the world through a lens of love and possibility, no matter what challenges life throws our way. Do you think this is something that like anyone can achieve?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
It's about making a conscious choice to embrace these principles
Okay.
and committing to the journey of personal growth.
Okay.
It's not always easy, but it's definitely worth it.
Okay. That's really inspiring. So we've explored these three approaches to breaking free from the domesticated dream.
We have.
But how do these approaches connect to the four agreements?
Yes.
How can we actually use the agreements to like face our fears, control our emotions, and experience this symbolic death?
Right.
We're back and ready to connect those dots.
Yes.
We've talked about the four agreements and the Toltec path to freedom, but how do they actually work together?
Yeah.
How can we use the agreements to face our fears,
Right.
control our emotions, and experience that symbolic death? It's like we're like building a bridge,
You got it.
from the theory to like the practical,
Yeah.
the application here.
Yeah. The four agreements act as tools
Oh, okay.
to navigate that Toltec path. Think of it this way. Facing fears requires being impeccable with your word.
Okay.
To yourself.
Okay. To yourself.
You have to silence that inner critic
Oh, yeah.
that tells you you're not good enough.
Right.
You're going to fail.
Yeah. That makes sense. If you're constantly telling yourself you can't do something,
Right.
you're creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's true.
Yeah.
But if you can shift your language
Yes.
to one of encouragement and belief,
You start to empower yourself.
it's like switching from like a negative soundtrack to a more empowering one.
Exactly. And don't take anything personally becomes essential. When confronting those fears, you might encounter rejection or criticism.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you can remember that those reactions are more about the other person than you,
Okay.
it's easier to keep moving forward. So you don't let other people's negativity derail you.
It's like creating an emotional shield almost.
Exactly. You're staying focused on your own journey.
Yeah, yeah. Not letting those external voices kind of like dictate your direction.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about like controlling emotions?
Mm-hmm.
How do the agreements fit into that process?
Don't make assumptions is key here.
Oh, okay, don't make assumptions.
Often our emotional reactions
Yeah.
are triggered by assumptions we make about a situation
Right.
or another person's intentions.
It's true.
If you can pause, question those assumptions,
Okay.
and seek clarification,
Okay.
you can avoid a lot of emotional turmoil.
Yeah, it's like taking a moment to gather more information instead of just like reacting with anger.
Or frustration.
Right.
See things from a different perspective.
Yeah. Communication becomes like a key tool for emotional regulation.
Exactly.
Okay. But what about symbolic death? How do the four agreements support that?
Always do your best plays a crucial role here.
Okay, always do your best.
It's about recognizing that your best will fluctuate.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Some days,
Yeah.
your best might be just getting out of bed and facing the day.
Right.
Other days, it might be making a bold move toward a new goal.
Okay.
It's about accepting where you are in the moment.
Right.
Striving to do what you can
Okay.
with what you have without judgment.
So like takes the pressure off.
It does.
Of striving for like some unattainable ideal.
Exactly.
Allows us to be present.
Yes.
In each moment, doing what we can.
That's it.
Without beating ourselves up.
Right.
For not being perfect. Right?
Exactly. Symbolic death is about letting go
Okay.
of that old limiting self-image and embracing the constant evolution of who you are.
So we're like constantly shedding old layers.
Yeah.
Revealing a new, brighter version. That's a beautiful image.
That's a good way to put it. It sounds like the four agreements and the Toltec path to freedom are really two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. They work together like to guide us on this journey of self-discovery
Absolutely.
and transformation. Yeah.
They are both pathways to freedom, authenticity,
Freedom. Yeah.
joy.
Joy.
They offer a framework for living a more conscious and fulfilling life.
Okay. I think we've laid a pretty solid foundation here.
I think so too.
We've explored the agreements.
Yeah.
The Toltec path.
Yeah.
And how they work together.
Yeah.
But where do we go from here? How do we actually start like implementing these ideas into our daily life? It can feel overwhelming.
It can.
To think about making such big changes.
Remember.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Okay, process. Yeah.
Not a destination.
Right.
And it starts with small, consistent steps.
Okay, small steps.
Right.
We don't have to like overhaul our entire lives overnight.
No, you don't.
No.
Start with one agreement.
Okay, one agreement.
One area where you want to make a shift.
Okay.
And focus on that.
So it's about like picking one area.
Yeah.
Becoming more mindful. Maybe it's focusing on being impeccable with your word.
It could be.
Or maybe it's practicing not taking things personally.
Right.
Like choosing a starting point and building from there. What are some other like practical tips for integrating these agreements?
Reminders can be helpful.
Oh, okay, reminders.
You could write the agreements down.
Okay.
Put them somewhere. You'll see them every day.
Yeah.
Or set a reminder on your phone.
Oh, I like that. Reminders. It's like a gentle nudge
Yeah.
throughout the day to bring those agreements back to focus.
Exactly.
But what about when like we slip up?
It happens.
We're all human. We're going to make mistakes. How do we deal with those setbacks?
That's where self-compassion comes in.
Self-compassion. Okay.
Yeah. You're not going to be perfect at this.
Okay.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
When you catch yourself slipping, don't beat yourself up.
Okay.
Just acknowledge it. Forgive yourself.
Yeah.
And recommit to the agreements.
So it's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. It's like learning to dance.
Oh, okay.
You're going to step on your partner's toes a few times.
Yeah, that's true.
But you just keep practicing.
Yeah.
Keep learning. Keep moving forward.
It's not about avoiding mistakes. It's about like learning from them.
Yeah.
That's it.
And remember, even small changes consistently applied can lead to remarkable results.
Small changes. Consistency. It's like building a muscle.
Exactly.
Right.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
Yeah. So it's about like trusting the process, being patient.
Yes.
And knowing that those small steps can lead to big changes over time.
That's beautifully put.
It's like planting a seed, you know, nurturing it. And then with time and care, it'll blossom. into something beautiful.
And that's the essence of the four agreements.
Yeah.
And the Toltec path to freedom, planting those seeds.
Of what?
Of awareness, intention, self-love.
Awareness, intention, self-love, and then watching them grow into a life that's more authentic and joyful.
Exactly.
This has been such an insightful conversation.
It has.
I feel like I have a deeper understanding of the four agreements and how to apply them to, like, create real change.
Good.
And I hope you at home feel the same way.
Me too.
So here we are at the end of our deep dive.
Already.
I know, right? Into the four agreements. We hope you've gained some valuable insights.
We do.
And feel inspired to embark on your own journey of personal transformation.
Yeah.
Remember, it's all about taking those small steps, being kind to yourself along the way.
Right?
And never giving up on the pursuit of a more authentic, joyful you. Until next time, keep exploring.
Keep exploring.
Keep growing.
Keep growing.
And keep diving deep.
See you next time.